Sportsman, did you know that we have some pretty good-sized catfish in Michigan? I mean, we've got bullheads that are about that big, and we got channel cats that are about that big, and we have flathead catfish that are huge. We went flathead catfish fishing on the Grand River with Pat Witherall and his buddies. I caught what turned out to be a master angler flathead catfish. What a riot. You're going to see it all. You stay tuned. I'm Fred Trost. You're watching The Practical Sportsman. The sign says danger, but it doesn't say anything about the monsters that lurk in these waters. I'm not talking about trolls that live under the bridges. That, we all know, is a fairy tale. But there are monsters that live in Michigan rivers that have deep holes, and these monsters can be caught on hook and line by fishermen who don't mind staying out after dark, even when the moon is full. Pat Witherall and his son Tony are two such fishermen. You'll hear them banter back and forth during the night, exaggerating about their skills and the size of the creatures from the deep. This banter is all a part of fishing for river monsters when the sun goes down.
You all set, Tony?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Were you getting some fish today?
I have no idea. I've never done this before.
Well, thanks for the vote of confidence.
I'm looking at our guide over there, so I don't know. That's a tough call.
I always catch fish.
When?
I could take one of these rods, cast it over there in the grass, and I'd probably catch a fish.
Okay. I'm so good.
Well, Pat is good, all right. He's especially good at dishing out the banter to Tony, who does his best to hold his own. This good-natured ribbing is a part of the fun of fishing. It's a part of the fun of being with people you enjoy. The whole purpose of outdoor recreation is to have fun, and when you're going after river monsters, it's more fun than usual.
A little further. A little bit further. Go out of the water.
The flat-bottom boat finally floats off the trailer so the two-wheel drive truck can pull it out of the water. Well, even with a cement ramp, four-wheel drive can be helpful, but most of the time two-wheel drive works fine if the ramp is in good shape. This trip for river monsters involves 2 boats and 6 fearless anglers.
Plug in?
The second boat is also a flat-bottomed John boat, as they're called, perfect for river fishing. Dave Coster owns this second boat. Now watch his fancy footwork stretching for the boat with the anchor rope around his leg. That could have been a close call.
Go ahead.
These boats and motors and rods and reels and trailers and vehicles represent modest investments. You don't need big or expensive gear to river fish. The river we'll be exploring tonight is the Grand River near Grand Rapids. Now it looks calm, dead calm, but under its surface swim some creatures that will surprise you.
Yeah, I know what picking up and everything. Those are.
The 3 anglers in the other boat are Tom Vurink from Vurink's RV in Grand Rapids. Tony Witherall takes the middle seat, and Dave Coster is the captain in the back. Dave owns a butcher shop in Grand Rapids. Now, you may have noticed that Tom is wearing boots like Willis Pratt wears. So is Dave. Very practical boots for fishermen. Now, Dave's boat doesn't have the plywood decking over the seats like Pat's does, but Dave also runs a very modest outboard motor.
Oh, back in the 70s and 80s, that thing would purr.
Yeah, we got a real crap motor.
The vintage Evinrude comes through like it always does. Pat Witherall is from Grand Rapids. He gets more master angler fish than anybody year after year because he fishes for species that not a lot of people go after for trophies. He said he could get me a master angler monster tonight because the river was calm, the weather was stable, and the big fish would be hungry. For these monsters, Pat uses big 3-aught hooks, 15 to 20 pound test line, 1-ounce egg sinkers held 2 feet from the hook by a split shot. Now, the rods and reels are heavyweights, like they use in salt water. So here we go, 3 anglers in each John boat. Not a lot of draft between the water and the gunnel of the boats, but enough in flat water. The monsters we're looking for aren't ones that come to the surface and reach tentacles into the boats or anything like that, but they do get active when the sun gets low. It's so pretty at this time of night in the summer. Sunset is just minutes away.
Oh, it's a good haul. Now, you want to tie it fairly tight to the boat?
We traveled about a half-hour downriver to the deep hole that holds the river monsters. Water-filled frozen milk jugs keep our bait fish cool.
Shiners? You want shiners?
That's right, one of these shiners.
Pat Witherall likes to use big minnows, even bigger than this, but they weren't available this week, so he settled for smaller ones. Now, the way you hook a big minnow is by putting the hook through its tail so it can wiggle and swim freely in the water. This action is what brings the big fish in for a big meal.
Okay.
It's a calm night. This kind of fishing is relaxing, at least until a river monster grabs one of the baits.
Right here in the rod rack. Notice how close the water is to the edge of the boat, Matty?
I don't want to see that. Stop reminding me of.
There's a certain amount of risk in river fishing at night, but the danger isn't unreasonable. Life jackets are an arm's length away.
That's a sucker. Or a chub, that's a chub.
Yep.
Shiner.
We're using bait that's as big as some of the perch or bluegill or stream trout that we keep. Of course, we're going for huge fish today.
All right. We're set.
6 anglers. We have 12 rods set, each with a big sucker minnow as big as they could find in the bait shops in August. After the baits are set, we set back and watch the rod tips. They dance because the big sucker minnows are tugging. We watch.
Now, why not use a treble hook like you would on a tip-up?
You could, I just don't. I don't ever use treble hooks. I just don't like them that much. These are like 3/0 hooks here we're using.
And what size egg sinker?
There we go.
About 1 ounce.
Right here. See that? See that?
That could be.
I think that's a chub, though, eh?
Well,
Could be something getting him excited.
yeah, something's got him concerned.
When a big one cruises near the tethered sucker minnows, they struggle harder than usual,
All is
which
quiet.
tells us we need to get ready. Until then, we watch.
That's neat. Now, how are we going to see when it gets dark? Can we see up against the sky? See the rod tips?
That's about all you can do is try and see in the skyline there, and we can turn the. If you think something's moving, we can turn the spotlight on it a little bit or something.
Finally, we had some action. In the other boat, Tony got one on. Tom Vurink reached out with the net to bring up a catfish. Not a monster by any stretch, but a catfish nonetheless.
That's a flathead.
Bullhead.
Not much longer in his minnow.
Oh man!
How long is that thing?
A foot?
You gotta be kidding me. I've never even seen one like that. Dave's never even caught one that small.
The ribbing goes on from boat to boat. It's amazing how far sound carries across water on a still night. Just after dark, one of our rods bent suspiciously.
It's amazing. Grab the line and race
When
it.
you feel him pull now, just nail him.
Really pulling very hard.
There we go. I don't think it's real big.
Yeah, he's on. Something. Yeah, I mean, I've never caught a flathead before, so I don't know how to judge this. I've also never cranked a spinning reel with my right hand before, so I don't know.
You want me to turn them around?
No, that's okay. I'll get used to it. Oh, he's shaking his head now. Hope he didn't get in the other line there.
He's doing it.
I'm gaining.
Get this out of here.
You got one too there, Pat?
No, I'm getting this out of
I'm
here.
getting it out of the way.
How's it feel, Fred?
It feels real good. I mean,
Get that net over there. You pull that out now? Or?
Yeah. There you go.
Thanks.
Think this is bigger than your stone.
oh, this is a dandy.
We'll see.
Boy, it's an interesting.
Oh yeah, he's pulling hard enough to be over 26 inches, I think.
It's an interesting battle. It's interesting. I don't know if they're shaking their
Well,
head.
if you get a real big one on you,
What
wait
he's doing?
till- They sit right down there on the bottom and you can't budge them.
Okay, he's coming in now.
You know, my light on there too, man? Or?
No, that should be fine. Let me know when you hear anything, Fred. Or see him or.
Well, it's going to be right up here, right in a second. He should be. Oh, I don't like this. Whoa! No, this has got to be him. Here's the sinker.
Oh!
Whoa!
Whoa! Oh man, that's almost scary, isn't it?
20-pounder. Oh, jeez, oh Pete. Whoa, is this drag? It's not set too tight, is it?
It's a patch, Fred.
Uh-oh.
Got it a little looser?
Oh man. Oh man. He's
got a
something.
patch.
Holy cow. Whoa. I'm kind of worried about the drag on this, but I guess I might as well not loosen it. I'll just move my arms.
Just keep
Yeah, I'm just
pressure on him there and he'll come back up in a sec.
Okay, here's the sinker.
Here's the sinker.
Oh. About ready? There he is. There he is. Come on, Pat! All right!
Holy cow!
Oh man!
Holy.
My first flathead catfish. Look at the size of this one. No kidding. What a kick!
That's a little bigger than yours, Tom.
Holy cow! Now, do these have spines?
No, they won't do nothing to it.
Okay. Can you grab them in the mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah, you grab them in the mouth like that.
Oh man.
Look at the size of that mouth on that thing. And these, I guess you'd call those the teeth. They're like, I don't know, some type of abrasive, yeah, sandpaper type of thing. Look at the size of that mouth there, Maddie. Look at that. Whoa! Get down in there. Look at this. Well, I don't want to drop him overboard, I'll tell you that for a fact.
Hang on to him until we get him measured.
Yeah, look at this. Oh, that is a catfish and a half. Well, I love this.
Once we'll measure him real quick.
Look at this. I'm gonna measure him.
Yeah.
Lay him down here and
Get that on his head up there.
it's about right. Look at the barbels. Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is it?
Get him straightened up.
That's 33.
Good 33, 33 and a half.
Whoa.
Another
Got
rod
another
going here,
fish on
guys.
here too.
Another rod?
Yep, right there.
You better let him lay there a sec, Fred, and grab
Let
this
him lay there? Well, I mean, shouldn't I have this mounted?
If
No, I
you
mean,
wanna.
seriously.
If you wanna. You better
We got
get
another
this one
fish
though.
on. Well,
Stick him,
where do we put him?
I'll put him on a string here.
But that won't bugger him up for mounting it, will it? Man, I've never got a big flathead before. I've always dreamed about doing
We'll
this.
take a picture of him later. Okay, grab that one.
We already got a picture of him. That's what Maddie's doing.
Yeah, I gotta snap your snapshot.
Got another one, Dave.
Look
Either
at
that or a
rod, Fred.
snag. No, it's a.
No, it's pulling.
Whoa. Now this is a real treat.
This is a 30-pounder.
Look at this. Oh,
stringer.
I don't know. Now this is a different rod though. This is a more limber rod than that last one. Holy cow, Matt, is that awesome? Boy, this is, uh-oh. Either that or he's coming towards me. Might have lost him. Lost him.
Did you really?
Yep. Look at it, he just, well, look at that.
Still good.
Now, should we toss this minnow back out?
Yeah. Not out here so I can
No, he wasn't
get a messer.
good enough.
I don't know, he was big, he came off.
No, the one you got in the boat.
33 inches.
33 and a half.
Oh man, that's something else. That is something else. Big flathead catfish. Wonder why they're called flatheads?
Yeah, let's pull that
Duh.
out of a sec, Fred. And hang on to him there.
You gonna do it another way?
I gotta get this knot out of here. Down through in there.
Man, this is too cool.
Okay.
There's the hole there. Little teeny eyes. Barbels all around.
This was the river monster we were looking for. Now, flathead catfish get much larger than this, but a 17-pounder is a trophy. Pat said we'd catch a master angler qualifier tonight, and he was right. By far the biggest catfish I've ever caught.
Yeah, I gotta get a
Flathead
picture, too.
catfish.
Send it in for your patch.
Say cheese.
I have a brother! Oh man, look at that. It's a catfish. Boy, he's heavy.
Hold him up here.
To qualify for the DNR's Master Angler program, a flathead catfish has to weigh 10 pounds or be 29 inches long. I got a patch for this one because it weighed 16.52 pounds. I round that off to 17. Rounding up is what we all do as fishermen. You don't have to keep a fish to get a Master Angler award. They have catch and release patches, and I got one for my next river monster.
Watch it now, you probably really take a run. Keep him over away from the pole so you can. Still got them dang.
There we go.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with them. They're a nice one. He ain't ready yet. Give him a minute. There we go. Whoa! Oh, he
What a
got
kick! I don't think is he as big as the other one?
I think he's about
Same size?
pretty darn close.
Wow. Something else.
Now you get two patches, Fred. You can
Yeah.
send this one in for catch and release. Keep the other one.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I did. The 17-pounder went to Tim Hayes to be mounted for the museum. This one went back to become an even bigger river monster for you to catch.
Yeah.
Pushing 20 pounds.
There he goes.
Back he goes.
Man, what a blast. What a blast. Well, I have here the flathead catfish I caught last night, about a 17-pounder. It's been on the stringer on the dock all night. There he is. He's a big boy. I mean, I'll get down here in shallower water. See him better. There's his underside. Smooth underside, and of course goes across the bottom, feeling with his barbels to feel and smell and taste for food with those things right there. Now I'll flip him over. See how he blends in color-wise with the bottom? Pretty neat. Now the skin on a catfish is real smooth. It's a little slippery, not really slimy, but well, yeah, it has slime on it, but I mean it's real smooth skin. There's no scales. These fins right here on a channel cat, they protrude, or on a bullhead, this dorsal fin protrudes and you can cut yourself on it. Same thing with the pectoral fins here on the side. You can feel the stiff spine in there. It's cartilage, but it doesn't protrude, so these catfish can't hurt you. Of course, they have a huge mouth on them. You can see the size of that that mouth. They don't have teeth. Well, they are teeth, I guess, but it's just like a abrasive sandpaper type of, well, I don't know, you can just look at it right there. All that is just like sandpaper with little sharp edges on it on the top and the bottom. So they aren't really sharp teeth like a muskie or a pike. But boy, they can grab things. I mean, I've got my thumb cut up by doing what I'm doing right here. But they stay alive for a long time. This one is going to be mounted for the museum. About a 17-pounder. We're going to go take him, have him weighed. Isn't this awesome? Flathead catfish. Master angler. Well, catching that catfish wasn't a bonus because that's what we set out to do. Now, getting a master angler patch from the DNR was a bonus, though. Now, I caught another flathead that night that we released. Now, you can get a master angler patch for a fish that you release if it meets a minimum length. Now, flathead catfish have to be 29 inches long. The one I released was 34 inches. Have a witness to the measuring, sign your master angler entry form, include a photo, send it to the DNR, and you can get a catch and release patch. Now, if you keep the fish and weigh it instead of measuring the length, the weight has to be done on certified scales. A witness to the weighing has to sign your form, send the photo and the form to the DNR, and you can get an award. Now, the minimum for a catch and keep flathead catfish by weight is 10 pounds. Now, I told you that my catfish was 17 pounds. Well, on certified scales, it was actually 16.52. But like any good fisherman, I rounded off to 17. I call that mathematical responsibility. I mean, who's going to quibble about that? Well, I found somebody who did. Another master angler catfish fisherman who showed off his catfish, that was bigger than mine, of course, at our recent Fishing Awards banquet. This flathead catfish kicks my rear end around the block, Joe. Joe Jarnigan III from Grand Rapids. You were fishing Grand River.
The Grand River,
Well,
yeah.
we were fishing the Grand River. I caught this measly one half this size.
Yeah, I saw 16 pounds.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was close to 17. I like to call it 17.
16.5.
Come on, Joe. Cut me some slack.
16.52, I saw it.
I know, and you got the certificate here that says that you have the largest flathead catfish, or the third largest,
Third largest.
from 1998. There were two bigger than this
Two
one?
bigger catfish in this one.
30 pounds, that was almost 31 pounds. No,
Almost.
I'm not going to give that to you. It's 30 pounds, 15 ounces.
30 pounds, 15 ounces. Yes, it is.
I would have given you the 31, but nuh-uh. Well, you caught this on a 10-inch crappie?
I used a 10-inch crappie.
10-inch crappie is worth filleting.
You're absolutely right, but I've been fishing for this caliber fish for like 22 years.
No kidding. Well,
No
how
kidding.
did you do it? 8:30 p.m.? That's not even dark yet.
Oh, that's prime fishing time for us.
Okay, just before dark.
Just before dark, anywhere around in that area, yep.
Now, do you fish from a boat, from shore?
Nope, we fish from the bridges. Me and my best friend, we fish from bridges right along the Grand River between 6th Street and Wealthy Street.
No kidding.
Yep,
Right down in,
right downtown.
and you catch many?
And we catch quite a few catfish, yeah.
Are they mainly flatheads?
Mainly flatheads. There's a few channel cats in there. But we use live bait, and live bait seems to bring out the flatheads.
Now, where do you get the crappies?
Right out the Grand River.
Okay, so you catch them earlier in the day.
We catch them usually just about the time we start fishing. We get rock bass, we get crappies, we get bluegills. As soon as we catch one, we put it on the hook and throw it out.
Now, how big a hook do you use for the flathead?
5/0. We use 5/0
Huge
on a
one.
3-way swivel and 3-ounce weights.
Okay, and how do you hook the crappie? Through the lip? Through the
Right behind the dorsal.
The dorsal, okay. Well, we're doing everything right there, except you're catching the big ones. How long did it take to haul this one in?
It took right around 40 minutes to bring this fish in.
Man.
I couldn't have done it without my best friend. I mean, he netted it for me. And right after we got this one that we think was larger, got away.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So you caught this at the end of June.
Yeah, right around June 25th.
Have you caught any flatheads that big before?
Nothing this size. I think my next biggest record was 19 pounds.
Oh, come on. Was it
No.
really 19?
Yeah,
I bet it was
19
18
pounds.
something.
Actually, it was 19 pounds.
I bet it was 18 something. Come
it
on,
might
Joe.
have been 18,
It
but it
probably
was 19 pound
yeah,
fish.
something like that. Well, that's outstanding. That sounds like some exciting fishing you're doing.
Thank you very much. We have a great time.
Well, congratulations. Glad you came and shared that story of that river monster with us. Hey, these hot days at the end of August are a great time to get out flathead fishing. Make sure you at least get outdoors and fish for something. It's a great place to be. See you next week.
Ronnie Mary, he'll come back up in a sec.
Okay, here's the sinker.
Here's the sinker.
Oh. About ready? There he is. There he is.
Come on, Brad. All right.